inventions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the trending contracts. And today's contract, the remix, set in New York. And the contract ID is up on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of the Albertan Lord. So today's briefing, well, there isn't one, so we're just going to say that our targets today have been very naughty and they need to be shown the error of their ways. So today we have 5 targets available to us, and we must not be spotted by cameras, and we have no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so. So for today's challenge, we will be starting undercover in the garage, where we will also have some lethal pills stored up. We also will bring in with us a vial of lethal poison, our ever trusty lockpick, and of course our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way across the garage area and retrieve our lethal pills, before selecting our silenced pistol, making our way out of the loading dock and taking out the camera outside of the security office. We're then going to lockpick the cabinet on the wall, and in here we will find some chloroform. This is quite a useful trick that we are going to then make our way back into the loading dock, add our chloroform to the air conditioning unit, and then return once again to the security room and turn on the air conditioning. Now that will knock out everybody in the room, but there is still one guard outside of the room. So if we move a distance away, he will then begin his routine and he will go into the security room, and he will also be rendered unconscious. While he's doing that, we are going to shoot out the surveillance system, turn off the air conditioning before we enter into the security office, where we can then acquire ourselves a bodyguard disguise and a security key card, both of which are very, very useful. So from here we're going to make our way once again back up the vault stairs, and at the top of the stairs in the corridor we will find a screwdriver on the shelves just off to our left here. So with that in hand, we will once again descend the vault stairs using our key card. We're going to make our way down past the vault and back into the main bank building area. So everybody in the security room nicely asleep, except for the one guy who looks rather uncomfortable in the doorway. So once we exit the vault area, we're just going to lockpick our way through the grate here on our right and make our way up the stairs, and our first target will be the fired banker. So we're just going to make our way all the way up the stairs and then along the corridor to the very end, just past the maintenance staff exit, and around the corner here we will encounter the fired banker. So we're just going to wait for him to move away from his bottle of water, and when he does, the security guard staring at us will also turn his back, and at that point we can then move forward and poison the bottle of water with either our pills or our vial of lethal poison, and we're just going to move a safe distance. For the purposes of the video, as usual, I will be sticking around for the kill. So our target is now heading back for another drink from his bottle, and he's going to find it not to his liking. So that's one target down. We're going to make our way up to the next floor and into the bathroom, where we will encounter our second target, who is currently in the cubicle there doing something rather naughty. So this guy most definitely needs to be punished. So we're just going to wait for him to vacate the cubicle before we make our way inside, close the door behind us, and add our other vial of poison to his very special ingredients there. Yep, we're looking good, just checking ourselves out in the mirror before we leave. Now again, we're going to stick around for the kill, which of course you do not need to do, but for the purposes of the video I do like to show the kills. So eventually our target will return to the bathroom. If we are around visually, he will not go into the cubicle. He will get spooked and start standing in the doorway and whistling, so we need to be hidden when he arrives. So that's 2 targets down and a warning against using drugs. You could end up very, very dead. So moving on, our last 3 targets are all up at the top floor in Athena's office. Of course, one of those targets is Athena herself, along with 2 of her 3 guards. So we're going to make our way straight up and around behind the receptionist. We're going to use our key card to access the recreation or rest room here. And we're just going to make our way into Athena's office. And we want to get to her private sanctum on the opposite side of the room there, where we will initially take out Athena's personal bodyguard. So we're just going to make our way into the private sanctum and hide ourselves in the curtains, and eventually Athena and her personal bodyguard will enter into this area for a short while before leaving once again. And what we're going to do is we're going to stay hidden until Athena leaves, and her bodyguard will hang back for a little while, giving us the opportunity to get behind him while we wait for the doors to close. So we get behind the target. As soon as the doors to the office close, we can then pounce on him, render him unconscious. We're going to collect up everything that he drops and deposit him in the crate directly behind us. And once we have that done, we can then make our way into Athena's private little sanctum here. And just on the table, we will find the CEO exit key. So we have a nice quick exit on our way out. So once we have that done, we're going to make our way back over to the recreation room area, and we are going to hide behind the sofa, and just out of sight of the guards we're going to place a gun that we have collected from one of our victims and place it on the floor. We're going to collect up a commemorative coin from the display just over to our right and throw that on the floor, and that will attract the attention of hopefully the enforcer guard, who is the closest one to us, and it has done. He will come over to investigate, and when he does, he will spot that gun and he will take it away. Now we want to wait for Athena to also leave the area, so she's just sitting down at her desk. She will get up very quickly and make her way back into the inner sanctum. But while she is sat down, we can utilize the time by adjusting the bolts on the large glass clock there. And when Athena gets up and goes back into her private sanctum, we will break cover from behind our sofa and we will eliminate our first guard target with a bullet to the head. So as soon as Athena is out of earshot, down goes the guard. Now we need to move quickly because the enforcer guard will be on his way back by now. It is quite a long journey for him. He has to go down at least one floor before he can deposit that gun and then make his way back. So once we have the guard shot in the head, we're going to collect up everything that he drops and deposit him in the crate provided, then return to our position behind the sofa, and eventually Athena will return and lean on the now damaged clock and fall out the window for a nice accident kill. So that is 4 targets taken care of, with 1 more to go, and he is now all alone. So we're just going to walk up behind him and put a bullet in the back of his head. So that's all of our targets now dealt with. All that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. And as we have the CEO key, all we have to do is run down to the double green doors and exit the bank. So there we go, 1 more trending contract taken care of, with confirmation that we have eliminated all of our targets and we were not spotted, which will again get us the Silent Assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.